Hi there, and welcome into another session of Answering Your Questions. My name is Brian Wright. I'm the founder and CEO of New Patient Group, host New Patient Group podcast, and managing partner of Right Chat. As always, if you would like this video, share it with your friends. We believe these Answering Your Questions sessions can help a lot of people out there, so don't hesitate to share this video. Subscribe to our YouTube station for a lot of goodies on how to grow your practice from a multitude of ways. And then also remember to check out the New Patient Group podcast. We're on all the major podcast channels out there. That would mean a lot to us as well. Today, I'm going to be answering a question from Judy. She is out in Tampa, and she works at an orthodontic practice. And what she is asking, basically, long story short, is competition has gotten in the way. What can they do differently with their online marketing? And verbatim, what she's asking is recently, a couple practices have moved in close to us, and we kind of took for granted that the phones were always going to ring. And this competition, we have noticed a significant drop-off in new patient phone calls. What can we do differently with our online marketing to help with that? All right, it's a great question, and probably a lot of people out there wondering what you can do. So that's why I want you to share this video, because she's probably not the only one, Judy. I'm going to talk to you. You're not the only one wondering what can you do different. And this is something we teach at New Patient Group. We live in an era of the modern consumer. We live in a new economy with competition, and you always have to pretend as if a practice is going to move across the street from you tomorrow. And what can you do differently is really a host of things, an array of items, both inside your doors and online. I'm going to talk more online because that was exactly what your question pertained to, is just how can we do our online marketing different to get the phone to ring? And I want you to first think about this. This is a mindset, because this technically is a 3-hour on-stage presentation in itself to really showcase all the things you could do with YouTube and what your web design has to look like, your social media channels, different ways to do SEO now. Google's changed their algorithm. So much to discuss there, but I'm going to talk about this first and then keep it high level in a couple other areas. So first of all, from an online marketing perspective out there, something we teach and something our clients do really, really well in is this mindset of what online marketing actually is. What I'm going to say here is going to make perfect sense to you, but probably the first time you actually heard it. So let's say you're choosing and you're going to go pick a restaurant, right? And there's 3 steakhouses within 10, 15 minutes of wherever you live or wherever you work. And you're looking around online and you come across 3 of them, and the 3 I'm talking about, and you look at their plated food, and let's say we've got restaurant A, and they've got a plate of food that looks really bad, right? It's got some burnt steak on it, and it's just on a white plate, right? Then you've got another one, and that's restaurant B, and it looks pretty good. Like maybe it's got a steak that looks nice on a plate, and then you've got restaurant C that just looks absolutely mouth-watering, right? You've got the steak that's plated over a better risotto with a beautiful mushroom sauce that's over it, just dripping down into that risotto with some nice crispy asparagus laid across the top with a beautiful glass of red wine right there. And that's the choices. And you don't know anything beyond that as it relates to these restaurants. You ask yourself, which of those are you most likely to bite into first? And when I say bite into first, right now you're just online, so you can't actually bite into it. But which of those would you most likely pick up the phone and give them a chance first, make a reservation? Or which of those would you click on and maybe visit their website or look a little bit more in depth at their online reviews, things like that? And obviously the answer is restaurant C. The ironic part about this is, and obviously restaurants and different industries go through this in a competitive marketplace, and that's what healthcare, in this case, Judy, you're from an orthodontic practice, exactly what orthodontics is going through, is it's viewed as a commodity by the consumer. So because you're viewed as a commodity by the consumer, the reality of the situation is everything changes. So the reason I'm bringing up the restaurant example is to try to paint an image in your mind, and everyone else listening's mind out there, is what your online marketing actually is that. It's how you're plating your food. So as people are doing their shopping online, is your food plated better than the other practices, the other businesses out there? It's a real legitimate question you have to ask yourself, because the reality is that food, that restaurant, the way they put their food on the plate, it doesn't mean it tastes better. It certainly looks that way, but it doesn't mean it tastes better. However, if you're shopping, which consumers are in orthodontics, dentistry, etc., If you're shopping, they're the winner, okay? At least at that point in time. Now, one of the reasons the new patient group program exists is because you could make the phone call and the person up front could blow it, and then the restaurant B ends up winning, right? Because that receptionist nails it. Same way in orthodontics. So you've got to not only have great phone skills because people are shopping more than ever before, which is why our advanced receptionist course exists, and also Right Chat. But the reality of the situation is you've got to make sure your online marketing, you are plating the food more beautiful than everybody else. It is an absolute necessity for you to win. How your website looks. Does it look like a burnt steak? Or does it look like that image that I painted? How beautiful is your website? Right? Relate it back to the plate of food. Does your website look like it's over a bed of risotto, beautiful asparagus over it, nice bottle of wine with a nice glass next to it? Is that what it looks like? Your YouTube station, because YouTube is the new Google. All right? YouTube, the better your YouTube presence, Google is actually rewarding people with their search engine rankings over on Google because Google owns YouTube. YouTube's overtaking them as the largest search engine in the world. So what does your YouTube station look like, right? That's why we have our YouTube marketing program. It's so powerful. So what does your YouTube station look like? What educational videos are on your YouTube station that just makes it look impeccable, right? How you're plating your food. So as people are shopping around, and your reviews, obviously, one of the ways you can instantly help your online presence and get more new patient phone calls is simply start asking for referrals, right? Big part of our new patient group program is training team members on how to properly ask. Sounds simple, but those are still verbiage and presentation skills, because if you're asking every patient you come in contact with, they're going to go do it. So that will boost your rankings as well. So the reality of the situation is, from your reviews to your website to your social media channels to YouTube, how does everything look? Does it look more beautiful, more innovative, more unique, more inspiring, more motivating than all the other places people have to shop to choose from when they're shopping? You've got to keep an eye on that. And that's my biggest question back to you, Judy, is your marketing presence, does it look like the beautiful plate of food that I described? Because that's what it is. Because whoever has the most beautiful presence, you're going to take a bite of that first. And in the orthodontic space that you're in, that bite equates to them actually calling your practice, right? And then you have to taste good once they do, right? But for now, make that online presence beautiful. Go and look at your online presence and really ask yourself, critique yourself, is it better? Is it unique? Does it look like 2022 and beyond? Right? Does it have images and videos of you and the team? Does it have just this aura that's created that people have to choose you? This is the place I'm going to. Even if they're more expensive, this is the place I want to be, and I'm going to call them. Is that how you're making people feel? Because remember, if you're just like everybody else, to the consumer, they don't understand the clinical, right? They do understand marketing and how you make them feel and experience and things like that. So what type of experience are you offering online that's different than the competition that moved in? And hope that helps. And we'll talk to you soon. You can always reach out to us. Happy to talk to you personally as well. Remember, everybody, like the YouTube station or subscribe to it, like this video, share it with your friends, family, coworkers, etc. And remember, in this case, the online marketing, it's all about how beautiful and innovative you look, and people will start choosing you over the competition. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.